Ghost Addicts, welcome to the show. Today we have a ghostly poltergeist, super scary, super terrifying, spooky ghost story for you. It is the poltergeist haunting of the Surrency family home in a small town in Georgia. Oh, yeah, the Surrency haunting having violent poltergeist activity as supposedly no one ever saw a being, but objects flying and the place must be possessed by something dark and sinister. Oh yes, this is a spooky, scary story. You might want to go to Georgia. Surrency is in southeastern Georgia. It's a small town, and check out the sighting. Ooh, you ready? Yes. So Mr. Surrency lived at the house. He was a sawmill operator and was the founder of the small town of Surrency in Georgia. And when he returned to a trip into Hazelhurst in October of 1872, he came home and found mysterious hauntings in his home, things moving and flying, and painful and really dark, sinister, violent paranormal activity for his children. Very stressful. And there were so many things that happen in there. Glass tumbles, slide off the table, crockery plates fall on the floor and break, books tumble from the shelves to the floor, the brickbats, billets of wood fly around the house, smoothing arms move around, firearms move from the fireplace, food is thrown at them, tin pans, water buckets, pitchers all move around and fall and are tossed around. There has been so many witnesses as well. And no one really believed them at first, but there was just this bizarre phenomenon, which was just too haunting and just devastating to the family. So in 1800, the family lived in a small town in Georgia, owning a farm, and they had so they were just farmers. And windows started slamming shut, and doors and windows fly open without anyone there. And then objects off the shelves flying off and shattered to the floor, their plates and dishes cracked, their forks when they tried to eat twisted and bent all on their own. And the family clock would strike 13, would only strike 13 and start spinning out of control. What is up with the number 13 where a clock in the living room would only go ding, 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 ding for 13 times. Outside of the edge of the property, the family said they saw evil red beady eyes appearing that seemed to watch them. It was so scary and terrifying. When the children tried to eat, food was thrown all over. The forks twisted and bent, and they couldn't even eat. And the family was tormented and just couldn't sleep. So this is really, really. People started coming. Scientists, Mr. Surrency tried to get help and for the family, and it just the things got incredibly violent. And then the poltergeist, supposedly the entity, started targeting their children, and they started ripping their hair and pulling the hair of their kids when they're sleeping in the beds. The android from the fire iron even moved from the fireplace and clobbered one of the boys bloody to death, and the bed would move up and on the sideways. It was just really, really terrifying for the family. And reporters and media came, and people all over the country from England and everywhere came. And the poltergeist activity in this house was very extreme and violent and dangerous. Um, People said they heard screams, voices coming from empty bedrooms. The plates and dishes would break and fly all by themselves off the bookshelves and the table. Ink bottles for writing letters and notes would just spill and fly off the table. Doors open and closed by unseen hands. The clock would chime 13 and never anything else. Hot bricks would fall from the sky. Burning hot bricks would fall from the sky and landed on the roof and in the yard. How scary and terrifying is that? Where did these hot, burning, awful bricks falling on the roof? Like, what did the poltergeist want? What did he want with this family and the children? Boots flew across the room and moved all on their own. And at mealtime, the table would dance and logs rolled out of the fireplace and logs would move around. And then they said that chickens and some hogs would just appear in the living room just by magic, frightening people and people that came to see the place. Bed covers rolled up and down at night all on their own. Oh, and the little girl was subject to being having her hair pulled, and they would like turn the bed up and on the side. And so finally, Alan Surrency's family moved out. And then in 1925, after the family moved out, the house burned to the ground. And they said that some of the activity followed the Alan Surrency family. And Alan Surrency died in 1877. And said, some say the haunting has finally stopped. Some say it continues. But there is a really, this bright yellow ball of light that appears along the railroad tracks, really spooky, like ghost light from nowhere that's on the railroad tracks. So if you go visit this, you will see a ghost light, this bright yellow ball of light that appears on the railroad from out of nowhere. Do you dare go see this house and get your hair pulled or have the hot iron poker from the fireplace fly in the air and start beating you or pulling your hair and turning your bed up? Or throwing food at you, or twisting the very metal fork that you're eating with. Oh, no, thank you. No, 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 thank you. No doors slamming, no objects floating, no fire bricks raining down on the house or in the yard. So it is one of the biggest paranormal activities and poltergeist. Some people say with the light on the railroad tracks, that area still has a vortex or energy, but it's completely spooky and really, really, really just very scary. And so that is the town and the home of the simple farmers that worked at a mill, and they had several children and boys and girls, and they had to move because the poltergeist simply chased them out of their own home. Very terrifying. Let us know if you've ever been there. Let us know what you think. And do you believe this ghost story is real? And have you ever experienced poltergeist? If you have a ghost story for us, please email us. Please give us 5 stars with a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Storytime Fun. It's in the description below. And thank you for listening, and check out more awesome ghostly stories and strange things. If you'd like to be a guest, just email us. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.